Hi everybody, welcome to Mark's Travel Time. In this video, we are going to look at whether or not drivers will get paid less, and maybe far less, even less than minimum wage, under Proposition 22. Let's talk about it. So this story comes to us from the Sacramento Bee. There's a lot of numbers in here, so I'm going to try to condense this and crunch it down as much as possible. It reads, will Uber and Lyft drivers get paid less than minimum wage under Prop 22? Proposition 22 proposes that gig drivers for companies such as Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash will get paid 120% in the area's minimum wage for the time they spend picking up and driving goods or passengers, plus 30 cents a mile. Okay, here's a crazy thing. There were a couple of researchers at Berkeley, and they claim that under Prop 22, drivers will only be guaranteed $5.64 an hour. $5.64 an hour. How is this possible? Well, what they did, the Sacramento Bee actually researched this and talked to a lot of different people. And I'm going to try to go over some of these numbers with you. I know numbers can get boring, but actually this is quite interesting. In 2019, Ken Jacobs and Michael Reich at UC Berkeley Labor Center published a report saying gig drivers on Uber and Lyft will only be guaranteed $5.64 under Prop 22. Now, the first thing that jumped out on me about this, it says in 2019. Did Prop 22 even exist in 2019? AB 5 hadn't even taken effect yet. I researched, and sure shooting, the Prop 22 was first legally submitted sometime in early December of last year. So they must have looked at it and immediately started doing this research project. And what he said, and this is Ken Jacobs that is going to be quoted here. The guarantee they claim to have is a false guarantee. And here's why. He says, under Prop 22, drivers will not be paid for the time they're waiting to give a ride, nor the time they spend preparing and cleaning their cars. Now, we talked about this on my channel as well. The only time they're counting is the time you accept a ride until the time you drop that passenger off. So what Jacobs and Reich are saying is when you really figure out all of the hours that they're on the app, and even when they're not on the app, but they're preparing to drive. And I heard one, it was a column, not a columnist. This was an editorial, and it was a driver. And he compared that to, I'm sorry, I don't have his name, to a cook that's only paid for the time they're actually standing in front of the grill or standing in front of the stove cooking. And any prep time and cleanup, they wouldn't be getting paid for. That's what he compared it to. So it's impossible to do the work without having the time waiting for work. And that is true. That is absolutely true. Another report, Rigging the Gig by the National Employment Law Project and the Partnership for Working Families, wow, is that a big name, found that the drivers working 50 hours a week will be paid $175 to $210 less a week under Prop 22 compared to the current minimum wage. 50 hours a week. Okay, now we're going to look at another report. There's one thing that jumped out at me, and I'll tell you about it. They don't approach this objectively. Director of UC Riverside School of Business Center for Economic Forecasting and Development said, Christopher Thornburg. And that's what he said of Jacobs and Reich. The point is what people make under Prop 22, not what the base floor is. The base floor is just not relevant. What's relevant is how much you're going to earn. Maybe, not really, because you have to look at what you're going to earn compared to your expenses, right? Your gas, your depreciation, your insurance, all of that. So according to this fellow Thornburg, he says they will be paid anywhere from $25.61 to $27.58. How can that be so different? I'll tell you how it can be so different. Thornburg acknowledged his study was financed. Who do you think it was financed by? Financed by Lyft. But he said the money had no influence on his report. Of course not. You never try to make your sponsors happy. Furthermore, AAA found that drivers spend $20.54 a mile on average in fuel alone. And they spend 53 to 79 cents a mile on average. Well, that's a big average. 53 to 79 cents on average, once accounting for full ownership costs such as depreciation, insurance, license, and taxes. Given that some people drive full-time for Uber and Lyft, even renting cars from the companies, the cost should be accounted for as well. All right. Now, here is a big one. We know that they're going to reimburse you 30 cents a mile, right? Prop 22 says they'll reimburse 30 cents a mile. And I've always said, well, wait a minute. You know, I forget what it is right now, 54.5 cents or 55 cents or 56, doesn't matter. Whatever the government allows, it's a whole lot more than 30 cents, almost double. And so this Thornburg fella says, oh no, I'm sorry, this is someone called Jeff Vetter, a spokesman for Yes on 22. So what direction do you think Jeff Vetter is going to be if he's from Yes on 22? He says drivers can get both 30 cents a mile and the 57.5 cent a mile deduction. I don't think that's true. I would like to run that by an accountant. I don't believe it. I think if you are already getting reimbursed 30 cents from a company, that the government will not allow you to get that full 57.5 cent deduction. I don't believe it. I think they're only going to let you then deduct the remaining 27.5 cents. That's what I think. So, and then people are using what I think is faulty common sense. The concept that folks would work for some paltry amount of money when there are clearly other opportunities available just doesn't make sense. Well, first of all, that's not what you base a study on. A study is supposed to be based on facts and numbers. So, I don't know. You get one side saying one thing, one side saying the other. But I'll tell you this. If I were in California, I would read Prop 22 very, very carefully. I've dissected it on this channel. I don't know. You know, I'm a proponent of some middle ground, but I'm not sure this is it. So thanks a lot, everybody. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please click my face in the corner and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that bell icon. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Mark. This is Mark's Travel Time.